Wait till the end. What this maid's daughter did will leave you speechless. No doctor, no surgeon, no billionaire's power could save the dying mother, but one poor girl's mysterious touch changed everything in a way no one could explain. A miracle that science refused to believe. A truth that revealed a secret buried for decades. Watch till the end, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more stories that touch the heart and challenge destiny itself. The night the storm hit the city, the sky over the Reynolds mansion looked like it was bleeding. Light, thunder rumbling through the hills where the billionaire Ethan Reynolds stood helpless outside his mother's hospital room. For 3 months, the world's best doctors, specialists flown from 5 countries, had tried to keep her alive. Machines hummed, tubes tangled across her fragile body, and every day, the hope in Ethan's chest faded a little more. His mother, Margaret Reynolds, was the heart of his empire, the woman who built him from nothing after his father died in a car crash when Ethan was 10. She was known for her strength, her calm voice that could silence boardrooms, and her kindness that reached the poor just as easily as it touched kings. But now, that voice was fading, replaced by shallow breaths that came and went like flickers of a dying candle. Ethan spent nights pacing the hallways of Stedy Gabriel Hospital, offering blank checks, promising donations, even threatening reputations, yet every doctor said the same: "We can't explain it. Her organs are shutting down without reason. It's like she's slipping away by choice." He couldn't accept that. Billionaires didn't believe in choices of fate. They believed in control, and Ethan was losing it. Then, one evening, as lightning split the clouds, the maid from his mansion called him in panic. "Sir, please, my daughter. She says she can help Madame Reynolds." Ethan almost snapped at her. Help? From a maid's daughter? It sounded insulting. His mother's life had become a battlefield of machines, and now a poor girl thought she could do what Harvard-trained doctors couldn't. He was about to hang up, but something in the maid's trembling voice stopped him. "Sir, please. She's been having dreams about Madame," she said. "She sees her surrounded by black smoke, calling a name, your father's name." Ethan froze. Nobody at the mansion ever spoke about his father. That car crash 25 years ago was supposed to be an accident, but his mother never talked about it again. "What did she say exactly?" he demanded. The maid whispered. "She said the smoke isn't death, it's guilt. And until it's forgiven, Adam's heart won't beat freely." Against his better judgment, Ethan told her to bring the girl to the hospital.
That night, as rain poured like tears against the glass, the maid arrived with her daughter, a thin, quiet girl named Leela, about 19, her eyes strange and bright, as if she saw things others couldn't. She stood by Margaret's bed, looking fragile but calm. Doctors tried to stop her, but Ethan, desperate, told them to let her. Leela touched Margaret's wrist lightly, then closed her eyes. The monitor beeped slowly, almost in rhythm with her breath. Everyone watched in silence. After a few seconds, Leela whispered something that no one understood. "She's not dying of sickness. She's drowning in sorrow. She's asking for truth." The head doctor scoffed. "What is this nonsense?" But Leela didn't flinch. She opened her eyes, and for a moment, they looked almost silver under the fluorescent light. "Your mother knows something that's killing her," she said softly to Ethan. "Someone she hurt long ago. A promise she broke." Ethan's heart pounded. He wanted to shout that it was absurd, but the room's energy changed. Even the machines sounded quieter, as if listening. Leela leaned down and whispered to the unconscious woman, "You can let go of the lie now. He's here. He'll forgive you." And then, for the first time in weeks, the heart monitor spiked. Margaret's eyelids fluttered. The doctors rushed forward, shocked. "Pulse is stabilizing," one of them shouted. But Leela stepped back, shaking as if something drained from her. "She'll wake soon," she murmured, before collapsing. Ethan caught her just before she hit the floor. When she opened her eyes minutes later, she whispered weakly, "She needs peace, and so do you." Before he could ask what she meant, his mother gasped, alive, conscious, whispering his name. The room erupted in chaos. Nurses cried. Doctors stammered, speechless. Margaret's first words after weeks in a coma were, Where's Leela?" Hours later, when Ethan went to check on the girl, she was gone. The maid said she'd insisted on leaving. "She said her work here is done," the maid whispered through tears. But that night, Ethan couldn't sleep. His mother's recovery was impossible, a miracle no one could explain. The hospital's report called it spontaneous systemic reversal, but Ethan didn't believe in coincidences anymore. The next morning, his mother asked for him. Her face was pale but peaceful, her eyes filled with tears. "Ethan," she said, "I need to tell you something I've hidden all my life." She took his hand, trembling. "Your father didn't die in that car crash. He was trying to protect someone. A child." Ethan frowned, confused. "A child?" Margaret nodded painfully. "He had an affair before he met me. The woman worked here in our household before we built everything. She had a baby. When your father found out, he wanted to support them, but her voice cracked, "I sent them away. The car accident wasn't an accident. He died chasing after them to stop me." Ethan felt the air leave his lungs. His mother sobbed. "I spent years searching for that child, but she disappeared. I built charities, hospitals, all to silence my guilt. But lately, I started dreaming of her, calling for forgiveness. And then I saw her eyes in that girl Leela." Ethan froze. "Leela?" His mother nodded. "She's his granddaughter, Ethan. The girl your father died protecting." The truth hit him like a thunderclap. The maid, her mother, must have been that abandoned child. His father's lost daughter. That meant Leela was his cousin. And she was the one who saved Margaret, her grandmother, with nothing but a touch and forgiveness she didn't even know was hers. Tears blurred Ethan's vision. He remembered how Leela's eyes had looked calm, almost knowing. Maybe love had survived through bloodlines stronger than guilt. Maybe miracles were just truth setting the soul free. Days passed, and Margaret began to recover faster than anyone thought possible. The doctors called it unprecedented. The media called it divine. But to Ethan, it was something deeper, the invisible bridge between sins and forgiveness. He tried to find Leela, but she had vanished. Her mother left a note at the mansion before leaving quietly one morning. "We have peace now. Let your heart rest. She doesn't heal with magic, she heals with truth." Months went by, yet Ethan couldn't stop thinking about her. He searched orphanage records, village registers, even charity logs under his company's name. Nothing. Until one spring afternoon, he received a letter with no return address. Inside was a photograph of Leela standing beside an old fountain, smiling faintly, with a message written in delicate handwriting. "She's proud of you. Keep her memory alive by helping others heal their unseen wounds." Ethan sat there for hours, staring at that picture, realizing that the miracle wasn't that Leela saved his mother's life, it was that she restored his family's soul. Margaret later passed peacefully years later, not in pain but surrounded by light, whispering Leela's name as if blessing her spirit. Ethan turned his wealth into a foundation for truth healers, those who believed healing wasn't just of the body but of the heart. The world never learned the full story, but those who visited the Reynolds Hospital sometimes spoke of a strange warmth in the old room where Margaret had once lain dying, as if an unseen hand still lingered there, bringing comfort to the broken. And sometimes, late at night, when storms rolled over the city again, Ethan would swear he heard a soft voice in the wind, a girl's voice, gentle and calm, saying, "Some wounds don't need medicine, only forgiveness." And that's when he knew that not every miracle is meant to be explained, some are meant to be believed.